What's up? Today I'm going to be running through a normal clear of this Toho fan game, Azure Reflections, for the Nintendo Switch. It's also on PC and PS4. I chose Reimu. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm not a Toho person. Generally speaking, I've played Tohos, like the classics 6, 7, and 8 or whatever it is. This is sort of a remake of embodiment of Scarlet Devil, or a reimagining of that story. As far as I remember, I don't think like the enemy patterns are the same. Like the game mechanics are different here, but the story is similar to that game. So if you're into Toho, maybe you would be into that, or maybe you wouldn't like it because it's like retreading the ground of the main games. I don't know. You did just see me select some items, which you gain currency to collect, to buy items in a shop that enhance various kind of character traits that help you in the game. So this isn't like a super traditional arcade shooter, at least the normal mode isn't, because you can kind of give yourself various advantages, and had I spent more time unlocking items, you can unlock more item slots that help you out with more powers throughout the game. So don't take this as like a super impressive or a super difficult clear that I'm showing off here. Mostly I was pleasantly surprised by this game, especially with how it performed and looked on the Switch. I think it ran really smooth. There's low input lag for that system, and I just enjoyed my time with it after playing Same Same Same, a really hard kind of old school shooter. This was a nice, refreshing kind of, Toho has that like kind of dreamy, slow gameplay quality. It was a good, palate cleanser after Same Same Same. Unfortunately, just like Toho, it has all these chatty bits where the characters, have to go through interminable amounts of dialogue before they battle, and my joystick doesn't have a button mapped on the Switch to select for whatever reason, or the minus sign, and so I couldn't skip it the way the game wants you to. I had to kind of fast forward the old-fashioned way by hitting the advance button over and over again. So sorry about that. But if you're into the kind of like, I don't know, whatever story elements, narrative elements these games, like the main games by Zune, have to offer, this is like having Toho on your Switch. It's very faithful, I think, to the feel of those games, and it obviously has a lot of love for the lore and aesthetic and things like that. And this game is pretty high budget. The character sprites look nice, all the animations are cool, and the art is standard anime, but like well done in my opinion, like clean and colorful, and overall pretty neat. Again, a pleasant surprise, because when I play Toho on PC, it frustrates me because it's old, and it looks like trash. You have to upscale it from 480p, and it just doesn't. The bullets are tiny, and I kind of get driven crazy by the way it looks. At least the way I'm running it. Maybe there's like better mods to get it to look better, but this game is obviously like high def and looks nice, and so I consider it an improvement over those original Toho games. Okay, I'll spend this next level trying to go over like the mechanics after she gets done with her dialogue here. So Reimu has this, I chose her wide shot, which, you have a slowdown shot where you focus and move slower. There's a ton of buttons in this game. There's a button for shooting in both directions, because part of this game's deal is that you're having, to flip the screen basically and deal with enemies on both sides. So a button to shoot right, a button to shoot left, a button to do what I just did, which is a barrier kind of dash attack, which eats bullets and powers up your slam that you can use to slam into bosses and deal a bunch of damage. Then there's another kind of defensive mechanic where it's like a lesser barrier where you eat bullets just a little bit. The bullets around you get turned into point items. So and the price you pay for that is powering down by a single level or by a certain portion of one power level. It's pretty generous. So like you can do it a few times and not lose your full three-way shot, but eventually you will start losing those options. So you don't want to be too happy with that defensive reflect barrier. And then finally there are standard spell cards like in the mainline Toho games, which act as bombs. And this game has like that thing where if you bomb, right at the frame of death or a few frames afterward, you save yourself, which I never really encountered, but that's cool. I like that. I consider it a fine and interesting mechanic. I haven't ever been able myself to abuse it, so it's like maybe if I could, or maybe if I saw people do it, I'd be more questioning of like, I don't know, just whether it should exist. I've seen that opinion espoused, like that that kind of hurts a game's design. But me personally, I enjoyed the forgivingness of this game, especially just in the current state of mind I was in when playing it. So all of the like little mechanics it offers that are just chill and player friendly, I was welcome. Those were welcome to me. The patterns in this game, look, that's another thing I didn't talk about. Another, like, the most obvious player-friendly thing in the normal mode is that, and it exists in the hard mode, you can run ascetic, ASCETIC modes of, it's like a twist on each mode where you are not able to do this thing where if you get hit, you basically don't die. You just get stunned for a certain number of seconds and then you can just go right on playing. It's if you get hit when you're stunned that you die in this game. And so again, really forgiving. You're going to see me use it a lot. You see me dashing around and eating bullets. Again, that's to not just boost score, but like picking up bullets increases the damage you do when you ultimately slam in to a boss, which is pretty neat. It does lead to these frustrating moments when you're dashing around picking up bullets and then you just like miss the boss and you've eaten all the bullets for basically nothing. So that's annoying, but it's kind of fun to like make it a risk reward thing where if you want more damage, you've kind of got to zip around the screen a little bit more, but if you zip around the screen, you run the risk of like literally missing the hit that you're trying to deal to the boss. So that's kind of fun. Of course, the game has this classic Toho thing where you collect items by moving to the very opposite edge of the screen from which the bullets are coming. So it applies to both directions of bullets, which is fun. It makes for this like cool like back and forth game feel that I haven't encountered in a shooting game or especially like a maybe Battlemania has it a little bit, but nothing like super arcadey or just not like a console, like a gimmicky console game. I've never experienced this certain mechanic. The Unmoving Great Library. See, these characters do have cool names. I will admit, even though I'm not into like the Toho lore. Patchouli Knowledge, the Unmoving Great Library. That's a cool name. Okay, yeah, there's the dash again, and I was talking about the stun mechanic and the fact that you can turn it off in aesthetic mode of each difficulty. You can do a hard aesthetic mode or a normal. Those yin-yangs are spell card items, and then occasionally you'll get like a what seemed to be a predetermined one-up item. and I'm not sure if you get score 1-ups. I just didn't pay that much attention. So don't quote me for like, I don't know, gameplay knowledge here. I'm really just like recounting my personal experience with this. A lot of it I probably did not grasp at its deepest level. But that's kind of nice about it. It's kind of what's fun about this game is it's pretty to look at, it's fun to play, it has all kinds of weird mechanics that you can try or don't. You know, you could just like spend the game like bombing with spell cards and kind of playing in a super classic way. However, you cannot get to the last level, the true last level, if you miss, or let's see, if you time out a single spell card. Or there's another parameter. Like you have to either succeed or fail at all the spell cards, and you just don't want to time them out. That's all I know. Maybe there's one more parameter that makes you not see or that triggers the final stage, but. So like something I didn't explain is those bosses have those purple circles around them. Each like spell card that they do, so basically each pattern or set of patterns has a health bar that goes down, and what you're trying to do is whittle that thing down, and then you gain the ability to smash into the boss, even if your smash gauge, which is on the bottom left, isn't filled up yet. So that's something to note. That little yellow bar down there by the lives and the spell card yin yangs, that is the gauge that tells you you're ready for a dash move, and it builds up slowly over time and with grays. And so it's just good to note that on those moments where, like, and on these white and black things too, if you get their health down enough, you max out your bar, your dash barrier bar, instantaneously. So that's just good to know for score and for doing like screen clears of these like difficult parts where enemies are swarming the screen. Again, not a particularly difficult mode, normal mode, but like it is, what I will say is difficult is just getting the hang of using all of these different things that the game gives you, if you're so inclined to do that. Oh, okay, there you go. So I got bounced around because stuff was coming at me in both directions, and I died because I got stunned, and then I got hit while I was stunned. Oh, this girl is holding a pickle. Or a cucumber, and I don't like that. It doesn't make sense to me, and it's whoa, that's crazy pattern. I just dashed right through that. It's not that hard, but it just comes at you fast. And see, that's a good one to just ram into all those bullets because you're going to get a ton of damage. And I don't know if you saw, but a 1-up item popped out of popped out after that particular dash, and I believe it does every single time. And right now I have 4 lives, and I think you start with 2. I'm conjecturing a lot in this commentary. Okay, the other thing to note is like the rating up there underneath the score. That's like a common Touhou thing where the more you no miss, no bomb, and like kind of do various cool things like capture spell cards or dash attack large amounts of enemies in this game, the higher that rate goes up. I haven't really ever gotten it too far above 2 times, and of course it's a score multiplier, so I'm not going to pretend to know everything about how that works, but something to pay attention to if you play this for score. Dying is really, it negates it all the way back to 1, so a no miss, no bomb is really kind of what you're wanting to go for here if you're trying to score. I don't know that I've used a spell card yet of my own, like a bomb. I haven't really been paying a ton of attention. But it was a shame that I had that death, because I think I had built up a decent number of them, like 4 or 5. So, you know, in spite of the fact that bombing does lower your that kind of rank gauge, it's better to use them than lose them if you're playing for survival. And I certainly was. I was not trying to score this. You know, you always got to like have a little self-respect and like do a little bit of scoring, but it wasn't something that was top of mind. Oh, these bats. I don't like the bats. They're kind of hard to see. They're the one enemy that I just think is like a little bit of a visibility problem in what is otherwise a very clearly visible game. They just kind of can slide on really blend in with the background when there's all these like super bright bullets over them, especially. So yeah, they can be trouble. There I was just using a dash to get rid of some bats, I'm pretty sure. It wasn't even a smart place to do it. And so now maybe we'll see. See, it was hard to see there, but my gauge got refilled before it would have organically filled up, because I hit that black enemy enough times. The black and white enemies are the only ones that do that, and bosses. Who's next? Oh, Knives Lady. The Scarlet Devil Manor's head maid. These character intros, like the 3D animations, are cool. I wish there was just an option to turn off the dialogue. You know, some games have that where it's like, just don't even show me the story, I don't care. I don't even want to have to press skip. But this one doesn't have that, unfortunately. By the way, the items that I chose at the beginning, I basically chose everything that to help my my barrier gauge, you know, my dash gauge increase faster. So it increases faster with graze. It increases faster automatically during bosses. And there's one more. Maybe I chose it increases faster automatically during stages too. That's one. It might be something else. I don't recall. Cool looking attacks here, but like this you can see her health bar is not moving down, and she's moving all over the screen. So it's just like this pattern lasts forever, and if you time it out, you cannot get to that last stage. So I'm gonna start using my my spell cards here. Maybe. Yep, here we go. I'm just not wanting to time this attack out. So what a spell card does, more than deal a ton of damage, is it clears the screen of bullets and just lets you like point blank for, you know, a second or two, and that does wonders for getting that bar down, obviously. So we got through that. Failed the spell card, but that's okay. Ooh, this is tricky. She's flying, she's like going in this like very like corner to corner pattern. That's that move. I've done it a few times that I've seen, but just then I did that move where it's the mini barrier that uses power up as a cost to eat the bullets around you. Oh no! Oh, I've survived. Okay, I keep getting stunned. I really do like that about this. I almost went for hard mode after clearing this, just because I was like, you know what, I could do it. Like, they give you that stun. That stun mechanic is so generous. It's like you could take the hard difficulty, no problem. I think I cleared this in like an hour or two. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, second to last level, I think this is. And for some reason they go in half levels. So I think this is like 2.5 coming up. Let's see. Oh, 3.5, okay. So another thing is you can choose, something allows you to meet different characters along the way, and once you meet a different boss in a level, I don't know what triggers that, I was able to trigger it in the first level somehow, but then you can select what path you choose, and some of them are harder and probably have more score opportunity. So a lot of kind of subtle replayability stuff in here as well. And then what else was I going to say about? Oh yeah, and then there's this other thing where you can sucker punch a boss. Like while they're talking to you, it'll give you the option to sucker punch them. And all I have figured out is that it skips their first phase and maybe increases their, like, the rank of their patterns, like pisses them off basically. But I don't know. I don't really know why you would do it. Maybe it's just like to, again, increase scoring potential, or just like to, I don't know, maybe it's just like a story thing for the most part, or like a way to skip the boring first pattern of a boss that you've fought a bunch of times. Uncertain, but wanted to call it out. It was kind of a surprise to me. I kept like sucker punching bosses accidentally, and just because I was like impatiently tapping on my joystick buttons to get through those dialogues. Okay, the sickness in everyone's minds is what we're fighting here. If only I could fight that in real life. Eating a bunch of bullets and then ramming. And then when you successfully ram on not a spell card, the bosses release a ton of like power-ups and score items and stuff. See, point blanking, and then backing off to deal with the pattern. One of the most difficult parts is just staying at the rough level of the boss to get their health down quick enough to not time out the pattern. Otherwise, you could use the corners more and the pattern might be easier to deal with, but you've really got to constantly stay on them with your focus shot, which means being like vertically aligned with them almost all the time. That's a tough one, so just decided to use my last remaining spell card, and a 1-up popped out there as well. Oh, some of these fucking Toho patterns are so wacky. Get out of here with this. Squiggly bullets. Oh shit! Oh, that sucks. Alright, I got my gauge back though. Didn't time out the spell card, importantly. See there, I'm just having to go up to the corner to survive. Should be fine. Really, all of the spell cards have reasonable health bars, except for that one that I pointed out on Knives Lady. That one just takes forever for some reason. That pattern looks scarier than it is. Just gotta hang out in the safe spot. Dodge these little blue things, and even if you get hit, the red things aren't gonna, like, it basically lets you pass one wave, and if there's not another wave of bullets right behind it, you're pretty safe in your stun until you can recover. Alright. Last level. The final level that you're not able to reach if you time out any spell cards. More bats. Oh, so evil to... Oh my god. Oh, shit. I hate them. I hate the bats. Just trying to be resource conscious and, at this point using my dashes whenever I build the gauge, just to clear the screen of bats and bullets. Really bad death there, and I've only got, that's a short stage, but you don't want to die there. You want to just use your resources to get through that so that you can have as many lives as possible for this boss, because it's not a super cakewalk. Okay, just using resources that I have. See, my gauge was empty, but I got her down all the way in term, her health bar down all the way, and so I got an instant refill and was able to go slam her. Went up to eat all the bullets, got some pretty good damage there. What do you got? What do you got? Oh, this one. This. Oh no! It's not even that hard. Just not playing well. Doesn't matter though. I wonder if getting hit and stunned affects your rating at all. I was calling it rank earlier. It's not rank. It's rating. Sorry. Oh. Okay, yeah, this one's a little scary. You have to slam her as she's, flying on screen at you, and you just have to focus on dodging up and down as these slow-moving little bullets are flying all over the screen. Oh, I just got it off there. How much health does she have? Like maybe a third left. Just clearing the screen here. Oh, I missed! Oh, lucky. Lucky. I nailed her right at the very end of my spell card, or of my dash. Ah! Missed. That was a... Oh shit, and I died. That was just a total missed dash, see? That can really bite you. Oh god. No lives left. Oh! Clearing out the first part of her pattern, and now just praying. Now just praying. Can take one hit. There we go. I don't even know if this is the last pattern or if there's more. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's it. So close to not clearing that. Here I was going a little slower because I had never seen this dialogue before, so I kind of took them in all a single time. But man, it's just not that interesting, I don't think. Rank in, don't know what that means. You can get that on other stages too. Okay, end credits. So yeah, a fun and very true to Toho game on consoles. So it's like if you were, I would think most Toho fans know about this game. And again, maybe they have more mixed feelings on it than I do, because maybe they're Toho purists and it does or does not adhere to the kind of traits of those games well enough. But I, as a just a non-Toho person, just a shooting game person, I found it to be like a very good, a good game. a good experience, especially on the Switch. It looks nice, it plays well, its mechanics are interesting, and all the difficulty modes and all the kind of player-friendly stuff that it has in there just keep everything interesting. And I would recommend it. Check out Azure Reflections. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll just let these roll. Catch you on the next one.
舞花相馬鏡